What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good day today. Um, Fairly easy day to trade, I think. Um, Trying to remember. So we called out calls for sure here. Um, Here, I believe I said was a good place for puts. I thought they were going to hit here though. Right away, they didn't. They bounced and then came back and finally hit it. Um, I know I said not to grab calls here because falling knife. Um, this would have been your next spot to hop in calls and play it up to this level here. I did not call that out live though. But we did make a few call outs live in Keenan's. And I think for the most part they hit. With that said, let's start erasing some stuff. Wow, 6 days we can draw fibs on here. Oops. We also need to check our monthly levels. July, I forgot to do it yesterday, but we're still well above that level. So, or not well, but we're above it. I just realized, wait, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Okay, cool. I know tomorrow me and my son are going to a concert. I just didn't know what day of the week it was. And I was going to say there's a chance I'm not going to be able to go live, but fortunately it's Friday, so I'm not worried about that anyway. All right, so there's our SIGs. Let's check that monthly level really quick. Wow, it's moved a lot. All right. pretty insane that tomorrow's the first day of August. Let's check out TPO. We have a spike, right? Yeah. Poor high and a spike. All right, so this is going to be off by 1 penny, but I can't draw them that close together. The spike is actually at 630.77. Alrighty. Price is basically right at the spike right now. This is a lot of volume. What do you guys see on the chart here? I don't know how much of a delay you guys have, but has Apple had earnings yet? Wow. Well, so far nobody answered, even though I gave the answer, but we have increasing volume as price is pushing down. So looks like there's a chance they're going to push lower. Kind of surprised. Apple beat earnings and price is still selling off on SPY at least. So increased volume, right? Or volume increasing day over day as price is pushing lower and lower. So we're having increasing selling volume, right? So looking pretty bearish right now. I wouldn't be terribly surprised to retest like this 610-ish area. Maybe even like 613 right around here. This also would not be a terrible spot for them to bounce it. 1785. All right, let's find our high volume nodes, figure out where we are taking this. '71 to '77. I want to look at imbalances really quick, and then I'm going to take this off this screen. That way I don't have to keep switching back and forth between charts. Um, excuse me. Doesn't really help us much. There's an imbalance right above this sell side high volume node, 49 to 51. We have one down here, but they need to move away from this before we can even consider it anything. What do we have here? So this is that one that's been tapped so many times. 310 to 311, 312. I mean, that's worth having on our screen, on our chart. So this is 626.80 to 627.37. All right, next level. Shoot, I just messed it up. $95 to $99. So this one's 634 and 35 cents to 634.68. Our next one, 428 to 432. All right, and this one here is 639.79 to 640.02. Okay. Obviously, if for whatever reason they give us any of these sell side high volume nodes or this imbalance, you're going to want to grab puts. Okay. I'm going to close this other chart so I can see the chat now. I don't own any DNet, no. Put the lotion in the basket. Should I start? A lot of the younger people are going to have no idea what I was just doing. Yeah, there's a lot of sell side high volume nodes. It was a pretty big day. My daughter just came flying in the room. All right. In case it's not very apparent, I'm feeling pretty bearish going into tomorrow, but also do not. Sorry, my foot's itching. Yeah, that whole dude's scary. That movie was wild. I couldn't even imagine being like thrown into a well and left there knowing you're gonna die, basically. Yeah. So, yeah. So again, point is pretty bearish going into tomorrow, but don't go into the day with any kind of bias. Look for your setups. Play what they give you. I would definitely be looking for a bounce here. And I would definitely be interested in puts here. And again, same thing. I'm not going to draw a bunch, but up here, here, I would take puts if they give it to us. I work tonight, so I'll be home in the morning. I will do my best to be active in chat like I was today, kind of calling out what I'm seeing. But other than that, I'm going to go post a screenshot of this and if you guys have any questions, now would be the time. Um, this is going to seem childish, and I apologize, but it actually does matter in Keenan's. This is not enough reactions. This is definitely not enough reactions. You guys know, like, I don't talk about, like, um, what's it called? I don't ask for likes and things like that. I don't really care. But in Keenan's Discord, the reactions actually do matter. Like, if I at everyone, I need more reactions than that. They do watch it. So, if you guys want me to keep doing this, I'm going to need a few more reactions than that, please. So, this is going to be kind of hard to screenshot. I might split it in two. Yeah. Thank you. I see the reactions coming in now, and I appreciate that. I will say, so things have changed in Keenan's, and probably for the better. Or not probably, I'm sorry. That's not the right word. The, what's it called? Can't English right now. He's bringing in a lot of crown traders to trade live, whatever, call out what they're seeing. I would say this, just trying to, like, word this just strategically. Me personally, I don't have time, like, to go and vest other people and see if they know what they're talking about. But there's some really good crown traders that are definitely worth listening to. But for you yourselves, I would want to see them trade live and then make a decision if, and this isn't just crown trader, this is anybody. Until you see somebody trade live, I wouldn't follow what they're calling out. So, see somebody trade live, determine if they're worth listening to, and then go from there. And that goes as, for education, following trades, whatever. Make sure that they're able to do it live, because it's pretty easy to fake, like, calling things out, I guess. And again, this is not directed at crowned traders or whatever, just in general. But yeah, so Keenan's been, like, trying to create, I guess, more value for the Discord, which is really good for everybody. But with that, I feel like they're watching us a lot closer, as far as, like, oh, you're good, Davis. Don't worry about it. But, like, they don't want us adding everybody more than twice a day. And so I've been doing my best to try to, yeah, just be wary of everybody, honestly. Really, for me, like, the distinction between, like, somebody that's, like, trying to sell you something and somebody that's actually, like, trying to be helpful is, if you can see them trade live and they do it well, then they're worth listening to, So, um, and again, like this really isn't directed at Keenan's Discord. It's just in general. Like, and I say this all the time. I always tell you guys, be aware who you're learning from. Um, Make sure you're not like listening to people that aren't worth listening to, right? And again, like this really is not directed at Keenan's. This is just a general overall blanket of everybody. There's actually a lot of really good crown traders. And then, of course, Keenan himself is an amazing trader. So there's definitely a lot of people worth listening to. Even, I'm not going to be able to think of his name. Let me see if I can find him really quick. Well, I'm not going to pronounce his name right, but where is it? Um, so they won't appreciate me saying this probably, but that's okay. Daniel, he's actually been making some good call outs. I still have an issue with him. Because he was like calling calls at the top. He has a tendency to do that. He'll call out calls at the top, or he'll call out puts at the bottom. And he's been right a few times, but that still doesn't make it, like good risk to reward wise. It's not good. Um, um, just not a good like example for newer traders to see people calling buying the top and selling the bottom or whatever. um I will say too, in the past, Keenan used to always ask me my input um before he would like move somebody to a crown trader, and that has since stopped as far as I know. um or not as far as I know. There's been somebody else that's been like paying attention um to people, and that's been promoting people. um and again, not good or bad. Just people that I've never even seen. They're probably talking in different channels or whatever. I pretty much just hang out in calls and puts. um Man, I can't find the person I'm looking for, of course. So frustrating. Let me try this way. Yeah, that's not working either. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Um, just one other person's caught my eye. As far as their call outs, they've been doing pretty well. Um, no, he didn't ask me about Silo. I actually pointed out that he was a scammer. Um, Let me see if I can find it. Um, I don't know. So I'm going to limit this to what I've said and not to what other moderators have said. Because I'm just not someone to speak, basically, on other people's stuff. But this is me here, 124 in the moderator chat. Y'all need to get this Silo thing under control. He's a crown trader here. I've been calling him out as a scammer for a while. Turns out he's actually getting people to join his Discord and then physically trading their accounts. There's screenshots with proof in blah, blah, blah. And then I guess, so on the 10th, this was 14 days later, I called him out as a fraud and a scammer in the moderator chat, but he's still, nothing was done at that point. But basically, as soon as I posted this, he was removed. I think it was then. Let me just double check. I don't want to be wrong. Oh, no, actually, sorry. He was removed on the 10th. So when I said this here, whoops, he was removed right after I said this. This was said after the fact, I guess. Because then people, you know, came into Keenan's, like, upset that they were being scammed, I guess, in his Discord. But obviously that's very out of anybody's hands in Keenan's Discord. I've reported him to YouTube. I've reported him to Discord, but obviously nothing came of it. I'm probably the only person that took the time to do that. I actually said everybody should report him on YouTube and on Discord, but again, I'm probably the only person that did it. But I actually give a shit, you know? Like, I don't want to see people get scammed. So. But anyway, that will never change here in this Discord or on this channel, on this YouTube channel. If I see somebody that I know is scamming, or even if I have an inclination that they're scamming, I'll call them out. That'll never change. I would rather call them out and be wrong, and have them come to me and be like, "Hey, you're wrong," and then prove to me that I'm wrong, and then I will happily publicly admit to everybody that I was wrong, and I'll eat my shorts and I'll apologize and whatever else. But I would rather call it out and be wrong than be right and not say something and then have people lose money trusting that person. Yeah, anytime I see something questionable like that, I'm going to call it out. And again, when I'm saying all of this, this isn't applying to Keenan's Discord. I don't want there to be any kind of confusion there. I'm just saying, again, in general, you know, if you're interested in learning from somebody or following somebody, make sure you see them trade live first. And if they can't do it, don't follow them. Don't listen to them. Don't learn from them. Okay. Bitcoin, no, I would not buy it here. Not a chance. I would buy it here and here, but not, no. Yeah, no. I'm good. All right. Shoot, it's already 5. I got to go get ready for work. So hopefully everybody knows the plan for tomorrow. Sorry about my little rant there at the end, but yeah, just be safe out there, everybody. As always, much love, much respect, everybody. Oh, no, guys. I am not talking about anybody specifically, honestly. Like, I don't even know why you guys are saying that. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Quick Snipe. I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I'm just talking in general. Me personally, I mean, of course, I don't follow other traders, so it doesn't really apply to me, but I'm saying from what I've learned as a trader, the only way that you can know that you can trust somebody else is if you actually see them do it live. If you don't see them do it live, it's pretty easy to fake being good at this. So if you see people do it live, they're worth learning from, they're worth listening to, at least if they're doing it well when they're trading live. All right. Again, I'm not talking about anybody specifically, everybody. Yes, I was looking for Seminole. Thank you. Why did he change his name? That's weird. So now I have to figure out who he is. Is it Foshizzle? Because he's got all the random capitalizations and stuff. Yeah, Davis, I mean, that's pretty telling for us, right? We've been stuck in the same range here for 6 days, and it looks like they were distributing up here at the top for a dump, but we'll see. I'm not talking about anybody. What are you guys doing? Seriously, like, you're just well, a lot of times the chat replay doesn't work, but you're gonna create some random argument with somebody that I'm not talking about by calling out random people that I'm not talking about. If there was somebody specific I was talking about, I would tell you guys. I've done it before. I wouldn't hesitate to do it again, right? I did it with Silo. I would do it again if there was somebody that I thought was trying to scam people. All right. Oh, thank you, Davis. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a blast. All right, everyone. Much love, much respect. Peace out. We will see you Sunday-ish, probably.